All right, Eli, give it to me.
The following contains offensive language and spoilers. Listener discretion is advised.
No.
I was supposed to
I
do
was going to say, no. Okay.
I drew a blank. You're the best
Okay.
around.
Another damn line to set you down. Yeah, there we go. I was waiting on something.
I
Welcome
forgot I
back.
blanked.
Okay. Anyway, welcome back to the Comic Book Blues News. You bullying your host, Leroy, aka This Is Why Backstreet Boys is Better.
Oh.
With my co-host.
Yeah, this is Eli, aka Cuddle Puppy.
There you go. Yeah, and we're back with the episode. We're going to jump into it, and also want to give a shout out to the AI who is always here if nobody else is here. Yeah, because I'm pretty sure that's what we're going to be. Judging by the thumbnail, that's the only person going to be here. Anyway, so first we want to start off with this past weekend, Eli. Of course, everybody knows that Juneteenth happened.
That's
now,
right.
I want to talk about it because I'm still getting people at my job that when Juneteenth happened, they still do that dumbass, what the fuck is that, Juneteenth? I don't know what the fuck that is. So okay. So since they're going to be assholes, I'm just going to do my due diligence, just say what Juneteenth is. So for those who don't know what Juneteenth is, that is when the Union generals, after the Civil War ended, came down to Texas on June 19th, 1865, and told the slaves they were free. Of course, the free slaves were free 2 years before that, but it was the middle of the Civil War. The South wasn't listening to that. So that's what Juneteenth is. Now, for over a period of time, like I said, Juneteenth has been celebrated for 100 years. It's just now starting to really get traction. I think it really started to get traction. I hate to say this with Trump because Trump basically turned into a federal holiday on 2020. So Trump gave it to us, but when he did it, it became a thing. That's where everybody started paying attention. Now you're starting to get more celebration. Now you're starting to get more parades. Now you're starting to get more activities on Juneteenth celebration, especially on the weekend. You know,
Target is now selling shirts.
Target is not selling shirts. I do want to say this. Let us celebrate Juneteenth for right now. It's okay. We're going to bring everybody else in later on, but let us celebrate it. So hold off on your Juneteenth shirts and your kente cloth and everything like that until we get everything situated. So that being said, now
so it hasn't reached like May the 4th or May the 4th.
Not,
Cinco.
Well, I was gonna say no. It hasn't reached May the 4th.
I meant May the 5th. Sorry.
Okay.
The Cinco de Mayo.
Pick one. It's not there yet.
Both of them. It hasn't reached that.
Yeah. Well, once we get there, then we will start giving out kente cloths and t-shirts, everything like that. Yeah. But reason I want to talk about Eli because, like I said, I've seen a lot of concerts, parades, everything's going on like that. But something happened this weekend. Kendrick Lamar. And you probably, I don't know if you saw this on our page. I sent a link out for what did I send a link out for?
I saw the link, yeah.
Okay, you saw the link. So on Amazon Prime and Twitch, Kendrick Lamar broadcasted a pop-out Friends to a Ken and Friends pop-out tour where it was recorded as the biggest concert, well, the highest watched concert on Amazon Prime's history. And Amazon drops a lot of stuff on there. They just drop concert left and right, but this is the biggest one they've had so far. Dropped on Juneteenth. It was about an hour and a half long, things like that. A bunch of people came out. It was fun. Even Dr. Dre showed up. Now, here's the thing about the concert. What made the concert thing, because, he had this whole beef with Drake going on, stuff like that. So the whole concert was just Drake songs. Just Drake disses. Just fuck Drake the whole time. And he got to a point where the crowd were singing the songs where he was dissing Drake. So I'm just like, man, do you really hate this guy this much? So, and my thing is this: for Drake to get dissed this bad on Juneteenth, I don't know, Eli. It just felt right. I don't know.
Everybody finally united.
It brought everybody together and for one comment. I'm like, this is so weird, but hey, it's just happened like that.
Something everybody agrees on.
Something everybody agrees on. Now, like I said, because keep in mind, Kendrick Lamar is from Los Angeles. Now, what is Los Angeles known for? The most thing they're known for is shitty CGI movies that only make about half of what they cost to make, and street gangs. Do y'all know about street gangs? So yes, we know about that. And for some reason, this day, like I said, the LA united in saying fuck Drake so much that everybody was on stage dancing with them. Crips, Bloods, Harpy 13s. I know you don't like me poking the bear, Eli,
shit.
but okay.
I didn't say nothing.
You didn't say anything. Just put that on me. Anyway, the point is, Eli, when was the last time that happened when a musician came down there that gang culture was so united that they called a truce? I don't think of one time that happened before.
What, Rodney King, the LA riots, maybe?
Not a musician.
Oh, not a musician.
Michael Jackson.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, the Beat It. So most people don't know, in the Beat It video, he had real gang members in that video, like in the background dance and stuff like that. Matter of fact, they were such a fan, both Crips and Bloods were such a fan of Michael Jackson, they called it truce when he shot the video in LA. So
how about that?
Yes, that's your trivia for you right there. So yeah, that's all I got. That's your Juneteenth, I guess.
Education.
Yeah,
you're educating, man, making people aware.
I'm making people aware. So I'm still gonna get it next year. What the fuck is Juneteenth? I'm gonna get it again. So we're gonna do this whole thing all over again. Anyway, we can move on past it. We can go on to the next thing.
All right.
Okay, we actually get into the show now. We're gonna talk about some nerd shit now. And when I mean nerd shit, I mean some real nerd shit. Because here's the thing, Eli. I always look at the analytics of each show we've done every week. And last week I realized something. See, here's the thing. All of our listeners, I'm talking to all our listeners right now, what y'all don't tell us, it speaks volumes. Y'all say a lot. Because I know this last episode when we talked about The Boys, Eli, one of our worst rated shows this year. But I think we're going to beat it this week. Why? Because we are talking about, let's see if I get this up. Boom, Doctor Who. And I know for most of America, no one gives a fuck about Doctor Who.
Well, if last week's show, if you put on the thumbnail, The Boys is woke trash, our numbers would have been through the roof.
Now you say this, Eli. Now you say this. You Monday morning quarterbacking, but okay. But you were right. You are definitely right on that. So yeah. So yes, that's the thing. So we're gonna talk about Doctor Who. We're gonna talk about Doctor Who because the reason we're talking about Doctor Who is because the whole the season finale has finally aired. Well, yeah, season finale. So it was technically 9 episodes, but one episode was Crips episodes. Kind of edit. Yeah. So true. It's finished up. It's done. That's it. It is coming back. They are doing a second season. This on Disney Plus. So it is coming back. So this isn't the end. It's gonna be the last thing you ever see of Doctor Who. It's coming back. But I want to talk about it now because I can finally talk about the show in totality. Because, like I said, for even people that are Doctor Who fans have dropped off from Doctor Who. Now, why they dropped off Doctor Who? Like I said, this is the Doctor Who of this season, and this is the Doctor Who of former seasons. Now, why did they drop off? I don't know, Eli.
I said it was the shirt, man.
It was the shirt. Maybe that's what it is.
It's
maybe
clashing.
It's
clashing
with his overcoat. Maybe that's what it is. But the point is that a lot of Doctor Who fans have just checked out the season. They said they're done. They don't want to mess with it. Look, do what you want to with your money. If you have a preference for whatever preference you have, that's none of me or Eli's business. That's your hard-earned money. Do what the hell you want to do with your money. That's what I gotta say about that. I'm just saying what I have to say about the show. Now, as far as what I thought about the show, like I said, pretty much a lot of Doctor Who shows are kind of like seasons are the same, kind of up and down. Matter of fact, when we talk about science fiction, I don't know how far you can get out of science fiction past Doctor Who. Because Doctor Who is so wacky and goofy that it's damn near fantasy sometimes. And it was definitely like this also with some of these shows, like they don't bother with the who and the whys and what's it of science fiction. It's like, we're just going to go as wacky as possible. Just do what the fuck we want to do. So, and that's it. So let's talk about the Doctor. Like I said, a lot of people checked out because this is the Doctor. What do I think about this Doctor? What do I think about his performance? Now, Eli, can I be brutally honest with you? I know it was Juneteenth, but I'm going to go ahead and say what I got to say on it. So, thing about this, yes, he is energetic. He has charisma, stage presence. He's funny. He lights up a scene when he's on the scene, but he's not a doctor. I just gotta say it. I kind of felt that when I first watched the first episode, or the first 3 episodes. When I finally got to the 9th episode, I finally got there. He just doesn't give off doctor energy. He gives off companion energy. That's the problem. So, okay. Yeah, that's my thing. And that's how I felt when I was watching the show. And the reason I felt that, because like I said, whenever you see like his companion on the screen, That's companion Ruby Sunday, and most of the show is about her. It felt like, okay, when a doctor is with his companion, it's supposed to be like a Batman Robin type feel, Night Squire type feel. This didn't feel like that. When he's on screen with her, it felt like two Robins running around. Dick Grayson dressing up as Batman while Damian Wayne, following behind him. Instead of Batman and Robin, it didn't feel like that. And I'll be honest with you, she was kind of stealing a lot of those episodes. It kind of like the episodes more focused around her than on him. Matter of fact, there's one episode where he's not even in it. It's just her. And that was the best episode of the season.
Was it?
Yeah, it's just like, and it was even more crazy about it is that the end of this season, spoiler alert for anybody that gives a shit, they wrote her out of the last episode. So the next season, she's not coming back. So I just wonder, how the hell they're going to keep going on if she's not back and she's the best thing of the show. So I don't know. That's my thing right there. What else we got going on with this show? Also I can say about this show. It's a few episodes, like I said, it was up and down. Not all of them was bad. I don't think there was any great episodes of them, but there wasn't any bad episodes either. It was just like, some of these are bad. Like the Booger Monster episode, I was like, y'all could have kept that shit.
That one about the landmine, we're on that war planet, I thought was really good.
That was cool. It was all right.
I did enjoy that that the ambulance were like the whole thing about the war profiteering and that war makes money and these ambulance were basically just there to keep war going,
right.
Because to keep profits up,
Yeah, and they didn't even know who they were fighting. Oh, you know what? I did like. Now that you broke it down for me, I did like the episode.
Yeah, I thought that was really well done. And it turns out Stephen Moffat wrote that episode, who was the guy who brought back Doctor Who back in like 2005 or whenever it was.
Right.
He's the one who rebooted it
again. So yeah.
Yeah. So I was like, oh shit. And it would turn out to be, I enjoyed it, but that's the last one I watched. So I haven't kept up with it.
Now there is one episode that pissed me off.
Okay.
It wasn't even bad. It just pissed me off. It's like one of the later episodes. It's when he goes to this planet where there's like a bunch of rich kids there. And they all live in a bubble, like their own separate bubble. He's trying to help them escape from this bubble, escape to another planet, stuff like that. But these rich kids, once they see him and he's black, they won't go with him. And he starts crying and shit like that. Now, here's why it pissed me off. Because I'm like, fuck these rich white folks, man. What you crying for? You fucking time traveler. You're a black time traveler. You want to go say stop the slaves or free the slaves, but you're going to save these rich assholes right here. Okay. That's the shit that pissed me off. That's why I'm kind of down on this episode right here. But like I said, the whole time running around, it just felt like he was equal with the companion instead of being like, I'm the boss, I'm in charge, and running around like that. They just both like running around like they stole the torch, running around together. So that's my opinion of it. I'm not mad at anybody that's checked out on this season.
And that's the thing. So here's the thing. Okay. Yeah. If they're going to bring socio-political like elements into Doctor Who,
right?
It's kind of hard, like, because the doctor is a Time Lord. He can be anything.
Right.
He regenerates as anything. So I don't know. I mean, I didn't watch the episode, but yeah, changing his race also invites, again, a socio-political element.
Right. Especially as a time traveler.
As a time traveler. Yeah. Yeah. So it kind of skimps out on, like these issues that these certain marginalized people go through. To skip over that, it's like your argument against a black Batman.
Right. Like a black time traveler that brings up questions and conflicts.
Yeah.
Sometimes you just can't just ignore. You got to kind of talk about it at least. So.
Yeah. I mean, your argument against the black Batman is there's no black billionaires except Jay-Z.
Right.
It doesn't work. So. Yeah. I get what you're saying. So I don't know. I didn't like I said, I'm not going to judge. I didn't watch all the season. What I did see of the season, I thought was all right. Like Doctor Who was it was still Doctor Who.
Right.
Wacky, wild, zany, really heady sci-fi shit. Did the Daleks or the Cybermen, did any old villains show up?
No, which I'm also knocking at also because there was no weeping angels, nothing like that. So everything you expect from Doctor Who, like you want to see some memorable characters, none of that happened. Nobody that popped up in this entire season you're gonna remember. Only person you remember is Maestro. That's it. But maybe not for the reasons that they think. Right. Yeah.
The Beatles or whatever.
The Beatles episode. Yeah. So that's the only thing there. So that's my thing with this show. I didn't hate it. It was fine. I just watched it. It was cool. But here's my thing: if you're not a Doctor Who fan, this is not going to bring you on board because I know they want to bring in a new audience. Because like I said, it's the first time Disney Plus aired the show the same time as the BBC. But I don't think this is going to bring in a new audience. If you're not already was on board with Doctor Who, this isn't going to sell you on Doctor Who. I don't think so. Yeah. As a matter of fact, it might be a little bit too wacky for you because they even started, making references to older episodes of Doctor Who. When I mean older, I mean like the 60s.
That Maestro thing, he didn't ring any bells when he showed up.
Okay. Yeah. I think he had something to do. I don't know. It was a reference to something else that happened, but I didn't catch that either. So
there's some villains that are just so damn deep that that goes back to the 60s and the 70s that I'm not that deep into Doctor Who.
Right, we're not that deep into Doctor Who. We're casual. Yeah. We're not Whovians or anything.
Yeah, like so don't listen to our opinion.
Right. Maybe some people love this show. I don't know. I'm just saying when I watched, I was like, it's a little bit too out there. And matter of fact, I feel like this season was a little bit even more out there than other seasons that I watched before. Like I said, we had Neil Gaiman write episodes before, stuff like that, and like really thought provoking. Most of these weren't that. So but I will tune in next season to see where it goes. I don't know where it's going to go, but I'm gonna tune in and see what happens.
Well, yeah, I was like, look, I was hoping like a Dalek or something would show up because I'm there if they show up,
Right. The Doctor Who character you expect, villains you expect, none of it. Pretty much everybody was new except for like folks from the 60s that you won't know.
Yeah. And I will say, like, they were talking that Beatles episode where they're talking about the Devil's Note, the tritone and shit. Yeah. I'm like, and you bring the Beatles into it, like, what the hell, man? That's like that's like metal, man. You didn't have metal in there,
The Beatles created metal. That's what Doctor Who is trying to tell you. Know your history, Eli.
Yeah.
Oh well, can we move on past that? Because, like I said,
sure.
Okay. Like I said, we're gonna move on past that. We're gonna talk about something that more people watch, maybe not enough people watch. We're gonna talk about the boys. We're gonna talk about the boys. Eli, you said you did catch up.
I did catch up.
Okay, cool. All right, so you caught up with the boys. I will say this, Eli, this motherfucker here. I felt like this episode was his most sadistic, and that's saying a lot.
Yeah.
I don't know, but it's just like I don't know if he's crossed the line and gone too far because he always was a hint of okay, maybe he's sympathetic. But I'm like, once he did what he did in this episode, like any sympathy he had for him, there's no way you can have sympathy for this guy after this.
No, he's always been a prick. Yeah.
Right. He's always been a prick, but he's always like a kind of a pathetic prick, if that makes any sense.
Yeah.
You kind of feel sorry for him because of what he went through, but it just felt like it just went too far, just going too far. Like, how do you feel even sympathy for a guy after doing what he did on this show? I won't say it. Watch it. I can't even show it what he did. So
yeah. And that's the thing. And we talked about this last week where I feel like the show is kind of losing steam.
Yeah.
And I feel like not the violence is no longer shocking. It's like I'm becoming numb to the violence, and I'm like,
it's
okay,
gratuitous.
this is like not, it's not shocking anymore, and it's just like okay. And I knew what was gonna go, right from the beginning of the episode. Mm-hmm. He's gonna like fuck all these people up, but they're gonna drag it out for the whole episode. I was just like,
before in the first episode, he would have just killed everybody, just left.
Like we're gonna drag out this episode. We're gonna go into his character, and I'm like, I'm at the point where like I want the story to move along. You know what I mean? Right. And I feel like I don't care about anybody's past anymore. We're in season 4. I don't care anymore. Like, I don't care about his past. I don't give a shit about Butcher's wife. I don't, I don't care about, I don't care about Starlight anymore and all that shit. It's like, I will say that, I still think Sister Sage is an interesting character, and, and I'm interested to see where this goes. That's pretty much it,
because her kryptonite is her big brain. Now, I will say this, keeping on the theme of Juneteenth, it's funny that's Sister Sage kryptonite. Her lobotomy, she has to dumb herself down.
Yeah, she has to give herself a lobotomy.
Right. Because I've heard, girls say that before, especially black women say that before, especially if black women know that they're smarter than you. They will dumb themselves down just so people will like them, even though they know they're smarter. Like if they see a boy they like, they won't let the boy know they know their answer in class, stuff like that. So they purposely dumb themselves down, to fit in. And I feel like that's what Sister Sage is doing at this point also. I thought that was an interesting kryptonite she has. So I don't know if that's what they were going for, but I feel like they nailed. I think they're making a point with that,
Yeah.
Also, I want to talk about Homelander's kryptonite. That's what I want to talk about that. Because the whole point, like there's no kryptonite on this show, but Homelander's weakness was always his, for self-approval, for approval. He always wanted to earn people's approval. That was his kryptonite. And basically saying in this episode, that's no longer a thing. He no longer cares about self-approval. And the reason that was a kryptonite to begin with, because they put that in him. They brought in the best psychiatrist, best whatever, and they basically manipulated him and put that into, because they know that was the only way to control him. Kind of like with an elephant, when they grow up with a chain around a post, even though they outgrow it, they get bigger than it. They can't live with the post because psychologically they're still tied to the post. That's what they did with him, but apparently he broke out of it. Now I feel like he didn't break out of it. Hold on, let me see. What do we got here? Is that the AI or
hey Frankie?
You gave me at the blue minute of
oh yeah, that was funny.
The blue minute, yes. Thank you for bringing it up, Frankie. Okay, so here's my thing about this. I don't think he broke out of that programming. I think what it is that he realizes that he can't appeal to everybody. And I think that's the thing that we all learn, that we can't appeal to everybody. No matter what you do, there will be somebody that don't like you. For instance, Eli, who's the biggest musical act on the planet or artist on the planet?
I don't know. The Catch Me Outside girl? I don't know.
Okay. I'm gonna just throw a name out there. Taylor Swift, okay? Right.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah.
It makes me okay. What's your favorite Taylor Swift song? Right. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
I can't name one.
That's my point. That's exactly what I'm saying. So the biggest artist on the planet right now, we don't give a shit about. So no matter what you do, you're not gonna get the approval of everybody. I think Homelander has got to the point that he realized that. So as long as he gets to the point where he can appease to a certain demographic, which I'm not gonna get into that. I think where the show is going down, he's fine with that. Or even his son. But even I think that his son, he's getting to the point where he don't give a shit about him. What do we got here? See, he gets it. Frankie gets us.
Oh yeah, I guess. Yeah, I'm old. What do
it's cool, Eli. I honestly, I didn't expect you to get the answer. That's the whole reason I asked you.
But I almost said Jay-Z.
You can go there if you wanted to, but
but I'm like, when was it? Like, yeah, does he sell out stadiums? I guess not.
I guess when he did in the whatever, even Jay-Z is an older artist now.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah. Don't listen to me.
But and like I said, last thing I want to talk about this. I know you didn't give a fuck about Starlight. Only reason I'm talking about Starlight in this episode, because Starlight going down, beating the shit out of Firecracker, did it remind you of something?
Not really. What does it remind you of?
I don't have a pick, but it felt like it reminded me of the Will Smith slap.
Oh, okay.
I felt like that's what they were doing.
I guess.
I felt like that's what they were doing, because she was photographed beating the shit out of somebody on public. It's gonna get found. She got canceled. Everybody coming at us like that. I felt like that's what the show was going for. Because the show loves to like dip in the real world and like superfy it and all this stuff, like the superhero fight or whatever. Yeah. So I felt like they were going with that. Also, let's talk about Firecracker for a second. I just now caught on to what they were doing. Okay. Hold on. Okay. Fire, Cracker.
Oh, you're going deep. You're pulling, yo.
I'm just saying, you get out. That's what the show doing it. This ain't me doing it. The show wants you. They want to go there. That's where her superhero name comes from. So I didn't get it till Sister Sage said it at the end of the show, but yeah, I realize it now. So yeah.
Well, I mean, also, it wasn't that like her little power too. She had like a crappy little like Jubilee power.
Yeah, her power sucks. No one cares like that.
Yeah, but the fact that fireworks are supposed to be like this patriotic thing, and that's what she's selling. Yeah,
so, I get
that's what I thought. That's what I thought.
No, I mean all is there, But I'm just saying the show would basically want you to put that together also with it. So
okay, yeah, man, you're actually thinking about this.
I should have posted a comment other than Eli. Somebody on our Star Wars Catholic Church Instagram post.
Oh yeah,
you guys take shit too seriously. So whoever said that, thank you for listening.
Yeah,
right.
I guess like this was after 4 episodes is a lot. Like for me to like even the 3. Like I watched the first episode and then I waited a few days and watched the rest, and I was like that was a lot to take in, and in the end of it I was like we're in season 4. I want the plot to move forward. I feel like it's getting stagnant, trying to, bring up everybody's past and shit and just milking the past. It's like when Arrow kept going on and on. How many flashbacks can we go back to the island to, what I mean?
To Leanne Yu.
Yeah, like that got old. Like, oh, gee, like every moment on that island we didn't have to see. We get it.
Frankie, that is a good point you put her right there. The actress is gay, but playing like this anti-trans, this homophobic, characters playing like that. That is funny playing it. Just like remember Nikolai Volkov? He was like whatever the Soviet Union was, he wasn't that. Mm-hmm. So him playing like a caricature cartoon version of this Soviet patriot or whatever you want to call it, that was him wanting to make fun of the Soviet Union.
Yeah.
So I feel like the actress playing Firecracker, this is her way of doing the same thing also. So I thought that was pretty cool too. Shout out to Frankie, but that was a good point you just brought up. So yeah. That means we can move on past that. I just wanted to just talk about the boys. We just move on past that. So yeah.
Sure.
Yeah. Let's talk about another show that's pissing people off. The Acolytes. We're here now.
Oh yeah.
Let's talk about the Acolyte. We got to talk about it because my thing is this. Hold up. What is this? Okay. Here's the thing, Eli. The internet has pretty much unanimously all came together and said, just like they hate Drake, they hate Star Wars. They hate the Acolyte. They hate the Acolyte, everything about it. But my thing is this. If you hate the show so much, why are you making 2-hour episode breakdowns on each episode that comes out and making every little point about this show if you hate it? Like, if you hate a show, why are you spending much time talking about it? That's my thing. Okay, like what's that show, House of Dragon or some shit like that? Okay, I can get into it. I'm not gonna sit here and make a 2-hour episode breakdown about how I couldn't get into it. I'm gonna tell you right now, I couldn't get into it, and that's it, and move on.
Yeah,
and I get it. It's a grift. They do it because people tune into it, but
they're marketing outrage.
Right. And I get that they're marketing outrage, but at some point, if you're digging in for 2 hours worth of like detail, there's something about this show that's grabbing you. That's got to be. So you can fool us, but don't fool yourself.
Yeah. I mean, you know me. I didn't watch the last season of Loki. I didn't watch Secret Invasion. I haven't seen the Eternals. I didn't see Quantum Mania. Right. I don't spend my time on shit I'm not into, you know what I mean? And I don't go around bitching about it either. Oh, the MCU is dead, blah 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 blah. Fuck,
Eternals, you gonna make 5 fucking Eternals posts a day? Like, why? Just one is enough. It's okay.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. I'm not. This episode. Okay, I'm gonna keep it real. This episode kind of lost me. They kind of lost me.
Here we go. Here comes Eli 2-hour breakdown about how the show.
But I'm not going around registering my disgust everywhere. You know what I'm saying? Right. Like okay, this is like every other Star Wars show now. It's just kind of all right. Right. But there are Star Wars shows that I do like. You
Thank
know,
you, splash page comments just to get views. Yes, it's very much get views. Hell, that's why we talking about it.
yeah.
I mean, to be honest with you, I mean, we talk about the grifters and shit like that. I mean, we're part of the machine, Eli. I mean, it's at the end of the day.
Yeah. I mean, what I find funny is everybody bitching about, oh, Star Wars is dead, Star Wars sucks, blah 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 blah. Like, now you think that,
Right.
you know, like I was, like, you know me, I talk shit on the prequels. I don't like what the prequels did, especially to Vader. They turned Vader, one of the most badass villains in movie history, into a whiny bitch. You know, the end of Revenge of the Sith. No, that was like the biggest dick punch to me. You know, I waited 20 years to see this motherfucker again, and that's what he does. Like, fuck this, you know. But you know what? The Clone Wars came on, and Anakin, they redeemed Anakin. Anakin is not a bitch in that show. He's actually kind of a badass, and I enjoyed the Clone Wars. So that's what I'm saying. There is so much Star Wars content where if you don't get something from the movies or the show, you can go read a comic, you can go read a novel, you can go play a fucking game. You know, you don't have to, you know, like everything or consume everything, you know. And I didn't like what happened. I didn't like Solo. But you know what? I went and read a bunch of the Solo Chewbacca comics. I reviewed them on this show, you know. You know, so there's plenty of shit out there of Star Wars to like if you don't like something. So all this bullshit about the Star Wars is dead and they ruined Star Wars, fuck out of here. Quit being a bitch. You know, I got through it. I got through them ruining Vader. Y'all can get through this.
Having watched Marvel too, just having Marvel since then. That's when they got good. 2015. Did he say 2015?
Yeah, I stopped liking Marvel in 2015.
2015. What? That's when they put out their best stuff around that time.
Is he talking about the comics or he's talking about the movie?
I think he's talking about the movies.
Like, yeah, because come on, Endgame was 2019, really? Right?
Yeah, I mean, but like in that era, like from 2015 to 2019, that was their best stuff.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Yeah, if he's talking about the comic, he might be right about that.
He might be right about. I mean, if you say comics, then okay. Well, his name
we understand 2015 Marvel comics. Yeah,
his name is Splash Page Comics. So if he start reading the comics right time, that makes more sense. That makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay, hold on.
Yes, thank you. Yes, we agree too.
We were confused for a second. Okay, we're on the same page now. Okay.
Yes, yeah. You go watch an MCU movie. Oh, I want to go read a Hulk comic, and it's Amadeus Cho.
Totally.
I want to read an Iron Man comic. Oh, it's Riri. You know.
Or Dr. Doom or some shit. You know.
Oh yeah. And sorry, that's Lobo. Sorry, I won't even go. I won't even go into read.
That's New 52.
That's New 52.
Yeah, they got their own issues, but yeah. All right, so let's talk about some shit that really pissed everybody off. That probably pissed you off too, Eli, on the Acolyte. Boom.
Okay.
This conehead motherfucker right here.
Oh yeah.
Yep. This thing. Now here's the thing. A week ago, Star Wars fans did not give a fuck about this dude, but now he has the fandom in a shambles. Why? Because what was his name?
Kiadi Mundi. I know his name. Yes, I know.
Thank you. You're the only one that knows his name on the internet, Eli. I just want you to know that. So he was on the episode.
I will say this.
Okay.
Kiadi Mundi's action figure had a purple lightsaber.
Oh, isn't that like breaking canon or some shit or whatever?
This was back when Phantom Menace first came out, because I had his figure and he had a purple lightsaber.
I collected for 50 years. Nice. Okay. You an OG.
Damn,
OG.
man. Yeah. So
OG,
you probably got
OG. Okay.
You probably got like all the key issues in and shit.
Yeah. Went back and now that makes sense. This makes sense. Okay. If you've been collecting for 50 years and then you look at Marvel in 2015, back when you first started.
Was that the all new, all different or something?
That's exactly. Oh shit! That's exactly when that shit hit. That shit hit exactly in 2015.
All new, all different, or whatever.
Okay, Splash Page comic. Everything you saying is completely making sense to me now. It's all coming clear. Okay. Yes, it all tracks. Okay. All right. What are we talking about? Oh,
Kiadi Mundi. Yeah.
Thank you. Okay. Yeah.
Conehead. Yeah.
Conehead, motherfucker.
Jedi.
That's what we're gonna call it. Oh, we're gonna not this motherfucker. Where is it? I think I lost him. Oh shit, I lost him. Anyway, there we go. Found him.
There we go.
Yeah. So the reason if he's in it, everybody is freaking out about him is because he was the one that said in episode 1, like I said, I know you hate the prequels, Eli, but I'm sorry, I'm about to take you balls deep into the prequel lore.
Let's go, man. I'm right there with you.
Okay.
Let's both go. Same hole. Don't worry about the contact, man.
No sword fight. No eye contact. Okay. Anyway, about this guy right here, this conehead motherfucker right here. All right. So the thing was, he was the guy that said they haven't been Sith in 1,000 years. Now, the whole time I'm thinking when the show came out, now we all talk about how basically the concept of this show breaks canon. But we're thinking, like, okay, maybe the Jedi that in this show didn't know about what was going on in this show. He was there. He was there when he said it. He was the guy that said it. And he sees what the fuck going on.
And there's internet videos going around that I guess he was born only 95 years before the Battle of Yavin. So he couldn't have even been born during this timeline.
Well,
according to Wikipedia.
Well, here's the thing. If you go back to Wikipedia right now, they changed that shit.
They got rid of it. So now,
they got rid of it. So yeah.
So they retconned his birthday.
Right. And people are pissed. They're coming after them. Also, like, look, no death threats for these guys. You don't do that stuff like that. And plus, here's the thing. Okay, so yes, they retcon stuff like that. As Star Wars fans, you should be over it by now. Hell, George Lucas retcon shit. Han shot first?
Yes. Yes, he did. Not anymore.
Not anymore. He changed whatever the fuck he want to whenever he felt like it. So,
now you're triggering me, man. Now you're fucking.
I'm sorry.
You're raising my blood pressure.
Okay, my fault.
Yes, Han shot first. That was a sign of things to come. Back when George Lucas back in '97 did his special editions and he remade a bunch of crap. He put in a bunch of extra scenes, and one of it was having Greedo shoot first. Yeah. And
thank you, Splash Page comment. Here's the thing, Eli. He gets our references. Jake, shout out to Jake. Jake doesn't get our references. Jake didn't know what the fuck I was talking about. Splash Page comment what the fuck I'm talking about. Consume mass quantities. He gets it. So, all right. So, what do we got here? I go fuck Jar Jar Bases.
Hey, you know what? I'm looking for a Jar Jar Binks shirt. I want because I'm gonna wear that shit on stage when one of my
just so you can piss people off. Okay,
just to piss people off. You know.
Oh man. Okay.
But yeah, I mean, George Lucas has been retcon and shit. Like that was my thing with the whole Mandalorians, because the Mandalorians had a different timeline and all this different shit until Filoni got a hold of the first time you see Mandalore on the Clone Wars, they're a bunch of bougie rich folks. You know. So yeah, I'm at the point, like I said this before, Star Wars hasn't been giving me what I've wanted for a long time. And I'm used to it by now, you know. So I don't get bent out of shape when things don't go my way. You know, I will keep it real. I did make the mistake and got excited for the Book of Boba Fett, but that was my own stupid ass getting excited.
And Ahsoka, you got excited for Ahsoka too. Don't say you didn't.
Yeah, I did. Yeah, and maybe watching binging Rebels again right before it came on wasn't the biggest thing.
I'm just as bad as you, Eli. Remember when Eternals came out and I read every Eternals comic ever?
I do remember that.
Right.
I even read one too and thought, no, I'm not going to watch this movie.
Like, no.
That was one comic.
That was just one. Butchered up boy Boba Fett. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh, don't get me started. You're going to trigger me again. Don't get me started.
Yeah. Now, can I say something good about it? So now you may disagree with me on here, but I'm going to say something good about the Acolyte. Okay. This guy's injured. Darth Zipperhead, whatever. Darth Gimp, whatever.
Darth Pac-Man.
Yeah, whatever you call it. I do feel like he had one of the best entrances in a Star Wars project. He floated in. He just floated into the scene. I was like, oh shit. Okay,
like Doctor Strange and shit.
Like Doctor Strange and shit like that. Like, okay, damn, okay. So I'm there. Now, can we all agree that it's Jason from The Good Place? I mean, is it? It's pretty obvious, isn't it?
Sure. Sure.
I'm thinking it's pretty obvious.
The people are saying it's going to be the mom. People are going to say it's going to be the other mom. People are going to say it's going to be. I think it's fucking. I think it's Jason Todd.
Dun, dun, dun. Okay. Now you just trigger Splash Page Comedy saying it. Oh man. All right. It was somebody go. Oh, some other canon breaking lore they have going on this shit. This pissed me off because, like I said, prequel lore.
Oh, are you triggered? You're triggered
again. Back to the Conehead motherfucker. Where's the Conehead motherfucker at? I'm going back to him. Okay. All right. So he said, not he said, the green chick, the green Jedi chick and shit like that. She's saying that May was trained by Jedi. So they're hinting at this Sith person, whoever Darth Zipperhead is, may be a ex-Jedi. That's breaking canon. That is breaking canon. I'm gonna tell you why. Okay. Count Dooku. Count Dooku was the first Jedi to turn to the Sith, to turn to the dark side. He was the first one. I don't know if everybody knows about that, is on page with that. George Lucas said that out of his own mouth. He was the first one. That's why in episode 2, when all that crazy shit was going down and Count Dooku was a main suspect, nobody suspected him because he was a Jedi. So like, since he's a Jedi, he can't do it. Because before then, there never was a Jedi that switched over to the dark side before. He was the first one to do that. So if they're saying he did Darth Zipperhead is an ex-Jedi, that's canon breaking. Now that pissed me off because now they fucking with my prequel lore. Like I said, Eli says fuck the prequels. I'm on board with the prequels. We two minds about that, but that's okay.
Well, here's the thing. I mean, about the prequels is they did have a lore. Mm-hmm. They did tell us. I didn't agree with some of the choices in some of the execution, but it did have a lore. Huh?
You didn't like midichlorians? Yeah.
I didn't give a shit about the midichlorian. No, I didn't give a shit about the midichlorians. I didn't give a shit about Jar Jar. I didn't give a shit about the corny love story. Mm-hmm. What got me was Anakin. Yeah. You know, being just a whiny emo, sissy boy. That was, he goes and kills a whole village of sand people, and then, oh man, Obi-Wan's gonna kill me. Like, fuck, what the, that type of shit. What? I'm not a master. You're not making me a master, man. Like, this is the guy that's an Empire. This is the guy who grew up to be an Empire. Like, So yeah, that was my whole thing. But hey, I saw every prequel multiple times in the theater. Mm-hmm. I saw Revenge of the Sith. As much as I talk shit on the prequels, I had a blast watching them all because I liked going down there on opening night in a big pack full of theaters with fucking nerds and just having a blast. I'll never forget. I mean, I'll Order 66. That shit fucked me up. I didn't. That was shocking. I will generally say I was shocked at Order 66. I remember being in the theater, opening night, the midnight showing, the whole theater was packed. I had trouble finding parking. It was like Endgame, the theater's packed. Every showing was sold out. You had to buy advance tickets. And there I was in the theater watching Order 66 unfold. And I was like, holy shit, this is how they did it? What the fuck? And when Yoda cut off those fucking clone troopers' heads, I set the theater off. I yelled, yes, and started clapping. And then the whole theater was applauded at. Shit, So yeah, as much as I talk shit and I can critique these things, I still have fun watching them. I still have fun with Star Wars, And like I said, there's still plenty of it out there that you can read or, watch that, that you will think is cool, Mm-hmm. I read the book Death Troopers after watching Ahsoka because they had zombie stormtroopers. So I read the zombie stormtrooper novel because I wanted more of that because I didn't get it from the show, So yeah. I mean, quit bitching, y'all. It's all right. Y'all gonna be all right.
All right. Now here's my thing about the Acolyte. Now, Eli, I know you've already written the show off. You saying you're fading out. Here's my thing about this show, like overall the show. I'm not going to form an opinion about it, just like Doctor Who. I'm not going to form an opinion until the show because I think it's too many moving pieces going on because they're trying to make it this big mystery stuff like that. So I'm kind of waiting till the end.
Yeah.
Now, if the ending is what I think is going to, then I'm gonna come back here and we both gonna rage and all this shit and kick over chairs like that, just like everybody else is. But
I'm still gonna watch it, but like everything that I was interested in is kind of like, I wanted to see Trinity be a Jedi. Now she's dead. I wanted to see the Wookiee. He didn't get to do shit, So yeah, they better wow me, or this is just gonna end. I'm gonna feel the same way I felt about Obi-Wan or Ahsoka. Yeah. It's just gonna be all right.
Yeah, so I don't know, but like I said, I'm saving all that rage for episode 8. We'll get there. All right. So can we move on to the next part of the podcast?
Sure.
Okay, I'm throwing it to my esteemed colleague Eli. He's going to.
Oh, is it my turn?
Yep, it's your turn.
I got
even though last one was your turn.
Oh yeah. Oh, let me get this article because I totally forgot.
Okay.
Okay, so they have a latest update on A24's Crystal Lake, which is a TV show on Friday the 13th on Jason Voorhees.
I'll be honest with you, Eli. I thought they canceled this shit.
Well, there was rumors that it was that the original guy who was writing it, I guess they got rid of or something, or he quit. So yeah, A24 and Peacock. It's going to be a series on Peacock. It's a television series called Crystal Lake. It's supposed to be a prequel series. It's been going through changes, and now there's a new report saying Charlize Theron is going to play Mrs. Voorhees.
Okay.
And Kevin Williamson, who wrote the Scream franchise, he's supposed to write some episodes too. He's going to be a writer on this show.
Okay.
And it's supposed to be set it's supposed to be like a prequel, like an origin story. So that's what's going on. And I've been a little weary about that. I'm a fan of Jason. I'm a fan of Friday the 13th movies. And the reason being because there is no lore. It's just, Jason hacking up naked teenagers in the woods. That's all it is. Right. There's no depth to it. Yeah, it's not elevated, and I don't need to see a prequel about a woman getting abused or a disabled kid getting bullied. I don't want that in a Jason movie or series. So I've always been like, stick to the formula, and this sounds like they're gonna go all emo and elevated, and I'm just like, whatever, So
make her justified, and she's the real hero. And
yeah, I don't give a shit about any of that shit. Just give Jason a machete and let him go to work. That's all I want.
My thing, when is it coming out?
Well, it's supposed to come out, I think, this year, but now with all these delays, I think it's being delayed. It's not coming out for I don't know when. They don't have a writer. Well, they got new writers. They got new writers and stars and whatever. I don't know when it's supposed to. Maybe next year. I don't know. So
possibly.
What they did with the Halloween movies. Let's fuck them up.
Right there, 1980 was a good movie. Oh damn. Okay, with Kevin Bacon. Okay.
Oh yeah. I did not see. The first Jason movie I saw in the theater was Part 7.
Which one was that one?
That was a New Blood. That was the one with the psychic chick with Tina, the psych. She had the psychic. It was like X-Men versus Jason or Carrie. She was like Carrie versus Jason. She had like psychic powers.
Okay. All right. So we're gonna keep it going. All right. We're in the video game section now.
All right.
Big news happening. Eli, I've been playing Street Fighter all week. I had some footage I was gonna upload for you. I'm gonna watch what I did with it. But I had to put that to the side because we guys have real news to talk about. So it was just announced that the Marvel Capcom Fighting Collection was announced. Now, why is this such a big deal? Because basically all of the Marvel and Capcom games that they tied up together with, they're being re-released. Now, here's the thing, because they was deplatformed about 5 years ago. So I'm going to just name all the games that are going to be on that collection that up until 5 years ago, you couldn't buy legally anywhere. So we got X-Men Cheerleader Adam, Marvel Superheroes,
They're going back to those.
Those, yes, they're re-releasing.
Okay, I was about to say because I got Marvel Capcom 3 on my Xbox right now.
You got Marvel's Capcom 3, right?
Yeah.
So this has Marvel's Capcom 2.
Okay, keep going. Okay, I want to hear.
Okay.
I want to hear this.
Street Fighter, okay. Marvel vs. Superior versus Street Fighter. So basically, all of those games, because Marvel's Capcom 2, all of those games are going to be on there.
Okay.
But Marvel's Capcom 2 is the main one everybody wants because they took it down, delisted it. You couldn't find it anywhere. The only place you could find Marvel's Capcom 2 was in an arcade machine that you could buy at Best Buy, and it was about $800 or so. Yeah. But
I think they're about $4 now. I think they dropped.
Oh, you're right. I think the price did come down. But yeah. So that's the only way you could have bought the game then. But now you can just buy it with this. Now I'm gonna tell you where guess what else? All those games I just named plus one more.
Give it to me.
Punisher.
Yes, that's what I was about to ask you. Are they really the one with Nick Fury?
The one with Nick Fury on it.
Yes.
They released
Sweet.
So all of it going now. No. I just remember Eli. I forgot who I was talking to. So I got some bad news for you. Okay. I'm gonna tell you the system that they're gonna be released on. Okay, they're gonna be released on PlayStation 4, not 5. But 5 is back compatible. So that's okay. Nintendo Switch.
I got that.
And
2 for 2.
And Steam.
Okay. Well, I got 2 of them. I got a Switch and a PS4.
Okay, you're okay. But notice what I didn't name.
Yeah, the PS5 and Xbox.
Not be released on Xbox. So if you have an Xbox, you're SOL. Sorry. Yeah. That's just, just what it is. Yeah.
Oh well.
Honestly, if you have an Xbox, nothing else, you SOL anyway. So yeah.
Don't tell my brother that. You're gonna trigger my brother.
Shout out to Fat T, but Space Invaders was the best at 1970. Damn. Okay.
That's going deep, yo.
I was a Miss Pac-Man guy, but hey.
I was a Pac-Man dude and I was a Burger Time guy.
Burger Time. Yeah, because I think they were like in the same cabinet or whatever. So
yeah. Burger Time.
I like
Tron.
Dig Dug was my favorite.
Dig Dug was fun too. I had fun with Dig Dug. Yeah.
Hard as fuck though, but yeah. All right, but that's all I got. Like I said, what I think it's going to be announced. I think it's being released this year. But they didn't announce when yet. But it is up for pre-order, so you can get it. So if you want to go ahead and pre-order right now, it's there. I'm getting it on Steam. So if anybody wants to see me, that's where I will be.
Anyone want to get beat?
You beat like your father used to. Anyway, they move on to the next part of the podcast.
Sure.
Okay. This is going to be Comic Splash Page favorite part of the podcast. We talk about comics that came after.
Oh, he'll be the only one who listens this time.
He won't because we're doing it after 2015. Now here's the thing. Okay,
I don't have Marvel on my list.
You don't have Marvel list, but I got you covered. Okay. So I'm the one he hates. Anyway, this is Comic Book Bullies. We're talking about comic books. We're going to jump into it. And Eli, even though we just talked about that shit, I do want to praise our listeners for a second. I want to say good job, listeners. Here's the thing, Eli. Normally when we talk about comic books, everybody that listens to us just like, I'm out for the night. Y'all have a good night. Yeah, I'm good tonight. But I've been looking at the analytics. Not everybody leaves anymore. Not all the time. Every now and then we'll have a few people that will stick around and check us out.
That just fell asleep with their YouTube
right,
going.
Just left the TV on and shit like that, And we appreciate y'all, We forgot it is 1:00 in the morning, so yeah, that makes sense. Not to change subject, but do y'all collect comics? No, I don't.
I switched. I know this sounds shitty, but I switched to digital because I just don't have space for shit anymore, and so I do got some key issues here and there. I do go to cons, and
I kept the ones that my boss sent us. So
I've got some stuff that I got signed by some folks, here and there, but I don't.
You said that. Changing subjects from the change subject we just changed from. Mississippi Comic Con was today.
Oh yeah,
it was today. Now I didn't give a shit because I think they were gonna have like Jimmy Walker and some shit in that. I don't give a fuck about that. But I didn't know that Chief David was gonna be there. I didn't know he was gonna be there.
Oh no shit.
Yeah, I was like, oh shit, Spawn's gonna be there.
Spawn, the Thing, they live. Yeah,
I just want to walk up to him just so I can say, now that's a man that knows how to marry his cousin. I just want to say that. But I didn't know he was going to be there, so I completely missed it. So, damn, bad OB. All right, what do we got here? 45,000 and counting. Okay, so even if we did collect comics, we would have been nowhere near that. So
yeah, I don't got that many. Yeah,
I don't have that many. So yeah.
I got about 4 or 5 long boxes, but
yeah,
I did have a basement that flooded and lost a bunch. That's kind of where I said fuck it. You know,
Splash Page come look at us like those are rookie numbers. Y'all better amateurs. All right. Anyway, Eli, since I'm gonna let you start off because I think you got more books than me. So
yeah. Do I? Okay.
Like
yeah, it was. You know, I'll do Nightwing, number 115.
Mm-hmm.
So this is the last story arc that Tom Taylor's writing for Nightwing.
So this is it,
and this is the fall of Dick Grayson or whatever it's called. So as you well know, Dick Grayson inherited a bunch of money from Alfred, you know, and he's been trying to do good with the money, trying to clean up Bloodhaven and all that. So Bruce Wayne and the Bat family, they throw like this, what do you call that thing? The fundraisers, you know, for Dick, and to basically show Dick off on all the good work he's been doing. And so while they're at this fundraiser, Heartless, that villain that he's been fighting this whole series, shows up and, you know, takes the place hostage, starts setting the building on fire. And that's where we pick up on this issue. The Bat family's there, since Bruce and all the kids are there, you know. They start helping out with rescuing everybody. Dick is trying to help out somebody, but then it turns out that it's Heartless. So they've revealed that Heartless is basically a bully that Dick used to know when he was little. You know?
What in the circus?
No, but he did witness the Graysons fall when he was a kid. Okay. He's a rich guy. He was actually Bruce Wayne knows the guy, knows his dad or something. But anyways, he grew up with Dick, and he was kind of an asshole. He's kind of a bully. And he's the one who became Heartless. He never liked Dick. Anyways, the dude was at this fundraiser, but he didn't have his costume on, you know. But then he reveals himself that he is Heartless, and that the smoke, you know, it's a fire, and that the smoke is laced with these drugs. So Dick passes out, you know. And then when he wakes up, when Dick comes through, he wakes up on a roof with the Heartless weapon in his hand and a dead body at his feet, and he's surrounded by cops. So Heartless frames him, basically. So that's kind of where it ended. To be continued. Heartless framed Dick Grayson.
Okay, so it's the last issue, but it's the last.
It's the last story arc.
Arc. Okay.
Of Tom Taylor's run. Yeah. So this was cool. You know, Tom Taylor's run has been great. You know, and this is his final run, and he's still killing it. You know, I'll give it a 4 out of 5. You know,
nice. Plus, he's been winning ISOs left and right. So it's been a good run. So
yeah.
All right. So next book I'm going to do. I don't know if you read this or not. Ultimate Spider-Man number 5.
Oh, I did.
You did read it. Okay. Cool.
Yeah, I did read it.
All right.
5 or 6?
Huh?
Was it 5 or 6?
I don't know. I'm trying to wait for this thing to scroll to see. What does it say? 6. I think it's 6. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
All right. So that's going on right now. So like I said, this is the Ultimate Universe, where we're starting to get into like the Hickman of it all, where, you know, they're starting to dig into the big conspiracy of everything that's going on. And yes, Spider-Man and Green Goblin fight the Kingpin in this episode. I mean, this issue. Yeah. So that's going on. So we're just going to jump into it. Bloop, get us out of here. Okay. So the book starts off with, you know, we're in New York. I can't remember how much time is spent by, but anyway, you see the Parker family, because like I said, in the Ultimate Universe, he married Mary Jane and had 2 kids. So yeah, and he's walking in to breakfast, and he's got shit beat out of him. And they're like, "Why are you all black?" Because they don't know he's Spider-Man. Well, one of them knows he's Spider-Man, but yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So he got the shit beat out. He's doing like, "What happened to you?" You know, the whole thing. Bike messenger knocked me down. You know, all that bullshit. So they're just like, "Oh, no, spill it." You know, and then that's when Mayday just goes, "Daddy's a superhero. He's a superhero. He got it," because he actually she forgot for a second, and then she like, "Oops, I didn't mean to say it," but she meant to say it on purpose. Now. And honestly, I get why she said it. I get why she narked on him, because she thought he was invulnerable. She thought he couldn't be hurt. So when he comes in the house all beat up and stuff like that, she got scared. So I think that's why she was like, I'm not gonna keep secret moment, just tell everybody what's going on. Basically get daddy in trouble. So they were like, oh, is that what happened? So she was like, okay, so tell her. So basically he's gonna tell his family everything that happened. So yeah, so we see what's going on. And basically we go like what happened the night before. They go into the Kingpin. And that's when they're actually looking at across the roof from them. That's them right there. Spider-Man and Green Goblin like, okay, it's time. And, Kingpin's just drinking his own. And basically they're doing their superhero pose. And, okay, so Green Goblin knows that Kingpin is the guy under the guy. But he's to find out who's the guy over Kingpin. So they're going to get information from Kingpin to find out who's the guy. And Spider-Man's like, but isn't that breaking and entering? I've never broken the law before. He's like, I'm pretending like I didn't hear that. So they decide to just rush on in there. And like I said, Green Goblin is named Green Goblin, but Spider-Man isn't Spider-Man yet because nobody's named it yet because there's no Daily Bugle. Well, there is a Daily Bugle, but there's nobody at the Daily Bugle that gives a shit about him, so they never named him. So they decided to just rush in there, get the information from Kingpin, and find out who he's working for. And bam, they crash through the door. And it's like, oh, yeah, I know this is definitely breaking and entering. And Kingpin's just sitting there waiting for him. He's like, by the time y'all came in, like, what? Because Kingpin has cameras all over this block. So he knows they've been hanging out of there for the last week. He knows they've been across the street. He was waiting for them to finally just break in there on him. And he's just like, okay, Kingpin. He was like, so what do y'all want? Like, what I want, I want you to tell me who is over you. Who are you working for? He's like, how do you know this guy over me? Because your assassin told me. And who told him? Bullseye. He was like, oh, so you got it out of him? He's like, yeah, I got that and more than that out of him. He was like, so you're going to tell me everything. And then Spider-Man's Spider-Sense go out, which I think this may be the first time his Spider-Sense has gone off. And what is Kingpin doing? Boom, trapping them in there with him. He basically cages so they can't get out. And like, so why is he locking them in there with them? Because bam, so he can kick the shit out of them. So Spider-Man dodges again. He's like, you could have killed him. You're like, yeah, that's the point. So then he basically knocks him off, rips off his shirt. And what do we see? Kingpin has a whole bunch of trap tattoo. Like, yeah, that might have hurt a regular person, but I've been through some upgrades. So it seems like Kingpin's even stronger in this universe than he is in the 616. And do those tribal tattoos do anything for him? I don't know, maybe. But anyway, he's just beating this shit out of all of them. He's like, oh God, no. Like, God can't save you. Haven't you figured it out yet? No one can help you. And then that's what Spider-Man's like, oh, you hurt my feelings. Forget I'm in the room. He's like, oh, your feelings are going to be the start of the pain, not the end. Bam. And it starts beating the shit out of him. Working on Spider-Man, bam, 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 and that's where you got the black eye and all the bloody nose from and shit. And then that's when Green Goblin just like, oh shit, fuck this. So he calls in his glider, bombs the room, and they make an escape, and they're out of there. So yeah, and Kingpin just smiles, just like, so they didn't do shit to Kingpin, didn't get information, nothing. And now they finally realize what happened. So now they know that he's Spider-Man, even though Spider-Man doesn't have a name. So yeah, so Mayday is basically saying, oh, so he basically sends kids to bed, and he tells the family, don't tell anybody, family secret, okay, which is cool. Like I said, in the 616, Peter never really told Aunt May what's going on, but now in like the 6th issue of this, he's telling his family, like, just go ahead and get it out the way. So they basically, okay, we're gonna keep it a secret. Now he's having a one-on-one conversation with Mary Jane. She's like, how on a scale of 1 to 10. How mad are you? You're like, no, I'm not mad because everything is now making sense. But I just want to know, have you thought about this? What are you doing right now? And have you came up with a name? She's like, I don't have a name yet. But she's a PR consultant. That's her whole thing right now. She's like, well, I charge by the hour and I'm expensive. You're like, well, I don't have any money on me, but can we work out another method of payment? Hot to it. But anyway, let's keep going. And that's when she names him. I'm gonna give you a name. You're Spider-Man, and they go swinging stuff, and that's into the book. So yeah, they still give you what you want: action, slice of life, family. Hickman is putting it all together. Like I said, strong issue for you. It gave me what I wanted. It's setting the play, and plus it's building on that whole Ultimates world maker nonsense also. So yeah, I know Splash Hit Comics have no idea what we're talking about, but that's okay. But overall, yeah, I'm gonna give this a 4.5 out of 5. Strong issue, man. Good art, great action, family dynamic, more Mayday. Give me more Mayday. She's the baby Yoda of the Ultimate Universe. So yeah. All right. So yes, what you got next?
Okay, I have Destro #1.
Destro #1. Okay.
So this is continuing that whole Energon universe that Image has been doing for the past year, where they have taken Transformers and GI Joe and they are crossing them over into a shared universe. So yes, if you've been listening, you know how much I love the Daniel Warren Johnson's Transformers book. It was like my book of the year last year. And then we had the Duke book and the Cobra Commander book. Now we have the Scarlet book, and now this week, Destro #1 dropped. So this book starts off kind of right after the Cobra Commander book. In the Cobra Commander book,
he was in that book, right?
Yeah, he was in the Cobra Commander. Destro was in the Cobra Commander. Cobra Commander acquired Energon from an old wreckage of Megatron and says, this is some wicked ass energy, and I'm going to give you a sample to make me weapons to take over the world. And Destro agreed. Okay, well, I got these Bat Troopers. If you're people, G.I. Joe fans, you remember the Bat Android Troopers? Battle Android Trooper.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah,
okay.
Bat for short. They were like these robot soldiers. So Destro uses the Energon to create these Bat Troopers.
Oh, that's a cool ass panel. Okay.
Yeah. So in this, this starts off Destro's home country, Dark Lonia. It's some Scottish country that his ancestors are from. They have like this asshole dictator. People are protesting outside the palace. The president basically says, tells his soldiers, go out there and shoot the protesters. So the soldiers go out there, and when they get out to the protesters, they see the Bat Troopers, and the Bat Troopers just start blowing them all up, blowing them away. But then the Bat Troopers start shooting the protesters too, which I thought was fucked up. Yeah, this book gets a little dark, gets a little, violent and dark. So Destro basically stages a coup. He takes over that country, his home country. And we go to Cobra Commander, is like, yo, I gave you that energy to create me an army, not to go on, taking over countries, overthrowing governments and shit. And Destro's like, we're partners. I'm not like a part of your army. Like, so right there, there's there's always been tension between Cobra Commander.
Right, it's
and
always
Destro.
a Megatron Starscream dynamic.
Yeah. So that sets up the whole animosity between Cobra Commander and Destro. Then we cut to Tomax and Zaymot. I don't know if you remember, they were the twins, those evil twins that they were part of the Crimson Guard, those red Cobra soldiers. They were in the red suit.
Did they have a name? Like together they had a name?
Tomax, well, it's Tomax and Zaymot is spelled back, or they're like reflection.
Okay.
Like, so Tomax and then Zaymot, they were like it's Tomax spelled backwards, Mm-hmm. And they were twins, and they kind of finished each other's sentences, and they're kind of psychotic. And anyways, they have the Crimson Guard, those red Cobra soldiers with the Darth Vader masks. Mm-hmm. Anyways, they're in the command of them, and they basically send them in to fight Destro. So yeah, I think it's not really revealed, but I think Cobra Commander might have sent Tomax and the Crimson Guard to go take out Destro. So that's kind of where it ends. Destro's like, his country's under attack, and he's like, we are going to war, and that's where it ends. Yeah, there's also a scene where Destro finds an old castle with his ancestors in it, the remains of his ancestors.
Wasn't that castle in the old cartoon?
Probably, yeah. But he's talking to them. He's like, I need advice on how to rule the world and blah blah blah. And he's talking to himself. So it's kind of hinting that Destro might be a little psycho.
Oh, did they explain the mask?
No, but that's like one of his disguises. All his ancestors, they were like warmongers, war profiteers, and they all wore masks.
Okay.
Kind of like was it the Man in the Iron Mask type of deal?
Yeah. Okay.
So yeah, he wears a mask to just sort of hide his identity and keep up with traditions. I mean, it's his family heritage or whatever. So
it's funny about that. You say that, but on the cartoon, I always thought Destro was black.
Okay.
Well,
I didn't know Scottish.
I didn't know that. I didn't know the lore. I just looked at the guy. And plus, I think his voice actor was I don't know, some guy.
Keith David, maybe?
Yeah, some shit like this. So I'm just like, okay, yeah, you got to be right. Yeah.
What's with the rules? Oh, is he talking about no Star Wars, no Will Smith, and no Street Fighter?
Right, which is all we talked about this episode. So
yeah,
it's Catch Up 3000 is more of a guideline than anything.
It's more of an inside joke. Usually, these subjects will end up triggering one of us, and then we'll go on rant and raves, and we want to avoid arguments. Yeah.
At least try to make it through the show, but yeah,
it's for your sake, actually. You want to listen to two old ass motherfuckers bitching about nerd shit,
right? Arguing and shit. All right, so
but otherwise, Destro. This, I mean, like I said, this was a little bit darker than the other. Like the Transformers, it's violent and brutal, but there's also a lot of heart to it because it's Daniel Warren Johnson. That's like what he does. But like the Duke book was a lot of fun. The Cobra Commander book was kind of goofy and campy because they had Cobra La in it, and then the Scarlet book is basically like Black Widow, kind of fun. But this one was a little like, it went dark and like these books have been violent, but the whole thing where the shooting of the protesters and then, that was a little like, wow, this is kind of, I didn't expect it. I was looking, these are funny books. This is light and fluffy fun. I didn't expect this. But this was cool. I'll give it a 4 out of 5. More G.I. Joe nostalgia for my channel.
Dark and edgy and so all right. So I'm trying to get set up the last one. Okay, so last book I'm going to do. Okay, we're still doing retro.
I was expecting this.
This is the last one.
Is this
This is the finale.
The
finale of Streets of Poison. It's a crazy story. Like I said, we've been on a 7th issue journey with this story, and this is where it finally ends. Oh, I didn't kick you out of there. Okay, cool.
Has it been going on that long?
Yeah, we've been doing this for 7 weeks, and I haven't missed. I've been doing it since then. So we're finally at the end.
Almost 2 months, man. Wow.
Yeah, it's been 2 months we've been doing this. So so for Splash Page Comics, I don't know if you remember the Streets of Poison storyline. That should have been way before you stopped reading comics.
He probably has these issues bagged and boarded.
He probably has these issues bagged and boarded and just waiting for me to talk about them so the bag can go up. So so basically what this issue is about, what this whole run is about, Captain America is on drugs. He's on crystal meth. He's been beating the shit out of every street level hero in New York. And meanwhile, a drug war has gone on between Red Skull and Kingpin. I know that sounds weird as fuck. You had to be there. So, so now this is the finale of where we're at right now. Streets of Poison, number 7. Captain America versus Crossbones with no super soldier serum. So let's see what happens. All right. So the book starts off with Captain America. So, like I said, he is flying around the city. Okay, he's flying around the city. He has no super soldier serum. His head is clear, but he doesn't know. And he's recapping everything that's going on. Okay, so he's been on crystal meth for the last week. He hasn't slept in the last week. He's beat the shit out of Daredevil, got the shit beat out of him by Black Widow, and they did a blood transfusion to remove the super soldier serum out of his body. So he's just a regular ass human right now. And there's a drug war going on right now that he has no idea what's going on because he'd be on drugs the whole time. So he don't even know where to start to find the thing. But he's got to find out who's selling crystal meth in New York to run him out of town. That's the plan. That's the mission. That's what's going on. Meanwhile, we cut to Kingpin and Red Skull. Let me see if I can zoom in on this because it's an awesome panel. Boom. I just love this panel right here. All right. So this is going on right now. And basically Kingpin and Red Skull are basically talking out. And Kingpin and Red Skull is basically telling him, look, We had this issue going on right now. I'm in town. I want to take over the drug trade in New York. I want your territories. I'm not backing down. So the only way we're gonna set this kingpin, name a number. Kingpin like, what? Yeah, name a number. How much you want for your territories? They were like, okay, here's the thing. I want to sell you my territories, but here's the problem. I'm an American, and you're a Nazi. America does not do business with Nazis. And Red Skull's like, yeah, that's not true, but okay. Anyway, what's going on right now? Since you don't want to give me your territory, I'm not backing down. Don't you understand what's going on right now? Yes, I hate America. I am a Nazi. I want to have America. I want to see America ran to the ground as fast as possible. And the fastest way to get there is through drugs. But I know you're this big American and don't want to do business with Nazis and like that. But don't you understand that what you're doing right now, being this big crack dealer in New York, you're doing my job for me? Like you're destroying America. And then Kingpin, hits him back with, because they got this big philosophy thing going on right now between drugs. He's like, no, I am not crippling America. I'm not destroying America. I am strengthening America, because the drug trade, only weak people take drugs. So we're going to separate the weak from the strong, and that will eliminate them and make America a stronger place because drugs are for the weak. It's funny how they said all this, but they act like the opioid crisis didn't hit middle America and tore them apart. All of a sudden now they're saying, drugs not a problem for the weak, but my fault. Let me get back into character. Anyway. All right. So we're going to that. So they basically get down to it. He's like, look, what do you want? And Crisco is like, okay, since you don't want money, I'm not backing down. There's only one way me and you are going to settle this, Kingpin. One-on-one fight. Fisticuffs. Me and you right now. Let's go at it. You're like, what? Yeah. Here's the thing. If I win, my meth dealers stay on the streets, on your streets, and you don't say anything about them. But if you beat me, I will sell you my territory for a modest price. I'll sell you all my last for a modest price, and you do whatever you want to with them at that point. We got a deal? You're like, yeah, okay. So when does it happen? Oh, what's happening right now? Let's go. So, and see, Captain America still has no idea what's going on until he sees that Yankee Stadium lights are on at 2:00 in the morning. He was like, that doesn't make any sense. Let me fly over there and see what's going on. So that's when you got Kingpin and Red Skull just stripping down, and their men do a strip search on them. They, do everything on them, check, make sure there's nothing on them like weapons and knives like that they can pull off on them like in the middle of the fight. And then they got their men circling them around like the lumberjack man, stuff like that. And like, okay, we ready to begin? They're like, yes. You're like, let's go. Bam. And then this dome goes over. You're like, what the fuck does dome come from? You're like, yeah, because your men are sloppy as fuck. I had this activated on the bottom of my foot right here the whole time because your men didn't check the bottom of my foot. Would you like to check it? And then, yeah, in church like that.
Check out Red Skull, all fucking swollen shit.
He's swole as fuck, man. Okay, I'm gonna give you some backstory. He like cloned Steven Riley. Like he got basically got a clone body of Captain America. That's why he's swollen shit right now. So yeah, but yeah, so he does that. Now I gotta do. Okay, I'm gonna expand this out right there because here's the thing. Now there's a reason you don't see Red Skull anymore. Splash page comic. I know you love Red Skull, but there's a reason you don't see Red Skull in 2024 because anytime Red Skull fights anybody that is not of Aryan perfection, he says the most fucked up shit to them all the time. Remind me to show you the fight between him and Black Panther. So with him and Kingpin.
Next Juneteenth, man. Come on.
Next Juneteenth, I will do that. Because the stuff he's saying to Kingpin is so messed up. You just like every other American. You're fat, you're ugly, you're self-important. I'm gonna make soap out of your lard, all this shit like that. And Kingpin trying to tell him, look, motherfucker, you racist ass bitch. I'm not fat. You know what you gotta tell him.
I'm just big bone.
I'm just big bone, right? So yeah, kills Captain America people. So they hit man root him on. Yeah, beat his ass, Kingpin. Yeah, beat his ass, Red Skull. Meanwhile, Crossbones can see Captain America's like sky cycle over there. He was like, okay, you hold it off. Let me go see what's going on like this. So he hopped the fence. See, he goes over there, see what's going on. So they were in the stands, and Captain America stand over him like, all right, what are y'all doing down here? Because Captain America doesn't know anything was going around, doesn't know Red Skull's involved, doesn't know why they're even here. But he sees Crossbones, and he's like, oh shit. So this is the second time ever that he's went up against Crossbones. First time they went up against each other, he kind of beat him, but it was like barely, and it was with the Super Soldier Serum. So now Crossbones like right in front of him, and now he don't have that. So he's like, oh shit, I gotta be careful. Otherwise, Crossbones can be on my ass. So Crossbones just rushes at him, and bam, Captain America gets him. And Captain America is basically playing like, tag and like keep away because he can't let Crossbones get hit, because basically one hit from Crossbones is probably gonna take him out. So Crossbones is like, bam, no, I'm just take your shield away from me. So he grabs him and he's about to rip his arm off with him. Since you have the Super Soldier Serum, he's not strong enough to keep it from doing it. Meanwhile, you got Kingpin, bam, bam, bam. They're still going into the training. And the thing is, Red Skull can't get a shot in on Kingpin because Kingpin is so girthy, none of his shots are working. So he's just like, oh shit, I can't get in on this guy. But the thing is, the reason he's saying all that, like, fucked up, you're fat, you're ugly, and all this shit like that, to make him throw him off his game and make him make a mistake. So that's when back to Captain America. Okay, so Captain America doesn't have his super soldier strength, but he decides to foot sweep him and let go of the shield to make him, fall him. So basically use his own weight against him. So bam, while he's on him, jumping on him, getting a shot in on him, and Crossman was like, hold up, Cap, you fighting dirty. I've never known you to fight dirty before. You Captain America, and then see, he thinking he can get a shot in on him on his knee, and King is like, nah, that ain't working either. so he basically hits him in the eyes. He like, this is the only weak point he can think of. So he decides to like step on his feet to like cripple his feet. Doesn't do shit. Boom, he's right there. Oh, you want me to fall? Red Skull, boom, I'll make you fall. So Captain America, so you got two fights going on one time. Captain America, bam, and Crossbones finally get a good shot in on him. He's like, fine. Then pulls a knife out on him. He's like, oh shit, shit about to get ugly real quick. Boom, kicks the knife out of his hand. And that's when Captain America realized, oh, those ribbons on the back of his mask, that's his weak point. So bam, grabs the ribbons on the back of his neck, makes his mask push so he can't see it, and bam, smashes windpipe. Like I said, Captain America normally doesn't fight dirty, but this time he got to fight dirty. So yeah. And one shot's Crossbones, he's out of there. So you're like, damn, I beat Crossbones with no super soldier serum. Okay, cool. So fight's over. Meanwhile, Kingpin is on top of Red Skull, and he's just like, yield, or I'm gonna pluck your eyes out. I'm gonna shove my thumbs in your eyeballs, and you're gonna be the dead Skull. He's like, fine, I yield.
Does he say that? That's actually awesome.
He doesn't say that, but Bullseye said this shit like a few issues ago. But
oh, okay.
Yeah. So he's like, well, why not just kill you anyway? He's like, because if you kill me, you won't be able to get at this dome. You're like, okay, cool. I won't kill you then. So Captain America finally shows up after he kicked the shit out of Crossbones. He finally sees Red Skull. Red Skull got out of there. And Red Skull like, fuck you. I didn't want the drug trade in it anyway. That's beneath me. I'm trying to conquer the world. This shit below me. So have that shit, Kingpin. I don't care. So, and Captain America is standing right between Kingpin and all his goons, all his number one assassins and thugs like that. He just got winded from back home. He was getting tired fighting Crossbones. That's why he ended the fight as fast as possible. And he knows he can't beat these guys. Not in the state he's in now. But he talks tough because he's still Captain America. He's like, maybe if I talk up a good game, they won't try some shit on me. So he's like, Kingpin, what the hell just happened here? And Kingpin just tells him, okay, your bad guy, the Red Skull, came in here and challenged me to a fight. But don't worry about it, Captain America. I just saved America. I did your job for you. Captain America's like, well, fine, okay. He was like, tell the Avengers what I just did tonight. He's like, fine, I'll tell the Thanksgiving parade to make you a blimp. Captain America slipping in a fat joke in on him, which is un-Captain America-like. But Captain America's like, I don't know what the fuck happened. So basically, this whole drug war shit, Captain America was barely even involved in it because he was getting high the whole time. So the drug war's over. He just like leaves. He don't have any dirt on Kingpin, so he can't arrest Kingpin. Red Skull flew out of it in a helicopter. So he's like, well, fuck it, I just go home. So like, only thing I can do now is just pray that the drug war is over. Spoiler alert, Cap, it's not. So he goes back to him, and basically Hank Pym tells him, for those don't, yes, that's Hank Pym in the blonde. He basically tells Captain America, good news, Cap. I got rid of I was able to separate the super soldier serum from the crystal meth in your system. So I can, if we do another blood transfusion, I can put it back in your system. And Cap's just like, no, I don't need it. I beat Crossbones by myself. I can beat Captain America myself. Yes, back in the 40s, before the war, when I was a 90-pound asthmatic, yes, I needed the super soldier serum then. I don't need it now. I'm fine with myself. And he's just like, are you sure, Cap? And Captain America's just like, look, if I can't say no, who can? The end. So
yeah,
that's the
deep.
story. Yeah,
went deep. Message.
Cap just said no. That's the thing. Now to speed it up, okay. So for the next, I'm gonna just give you a spoiler. 10 issues. For 10 issues, Captain America, becomes an Avenger without super soldier serum. But in like the 10th issue, Hank Pym does a blood test on him, and he realized the super soldier serum actually came back in his system. It's a virus, so once in his system, it's permanent. That's why he got the serum like 100 years ago and never got rid of it, because it always keep regenerating in the system. So nothing really happened. So yeah, but it was a good gesture, a sentiment for Captain America to turn down the serum. So
yeah.
So that's a good thing right there. What do we got here? Golden Age, Red Skull, early Captain America. Golden Age, Red Skull? Damn, okay.
No, well, really?
Age? Yeah, like, you don't mean Silver Age? You mean Golden Age? Okay, yeah. So, but yeah, 90s Red Skull, man, he was unhinged. I felt like the writers, like, oh, hell yeah, I'm writing Red Skull today. Let's write Luke Cage. Let's see some shit, but yeah, that's my thing. So, like I said, it's done. Streets of Poison is finished. I am going to clip it, make it one thing, and we'll see how it goes. If it gets numbers, I may visit another thing like this. I may do another one. If not, we're gonna keep doing what we've been doing. So yeah, we'll see how it goes. But that's it. I'm done. That's all I got. Eli, anything else you got? Or?
No, I'm booked out. I mean, I did read some other shit. I read your Ultimate Spider-Man. I read the final issue of Jango Fett, where he, that whole storyline where he's, getting his bounty. He gets his bounty.
Okay.
So Old West gangster shit in the Star Wars universe, so, but that's about it. I'm booked out.
Okay. Let me see. Splash Page comment. We appreciate you coming in too. Come back with us next week, Splash Page. We're gonna do the same thing. If Cap had kids, would they have super soldier? I think so. I think yes. Yes, I think so. If matter of fact, okay, so like you said, he didn't have kids in the 616, but I think like every alternate, universe like that, Cap does have kids, and they have powers also.
I was thinking of Battle World. Mm-hmm. Remember the whole Secret Wars, the Hickman Secret Wars thing?
Did he have kids in that? I'm trying to remember. He was riding that one Cap book where he was riding Devil Dinosaur. Oh yeah, I remember. Like he was like Conan or some shit, or like
Tarzan or some shit. Yeah. So that wouldn't matter.
Yeah. Matter of fact, I think they've even been hinting it out. There's maybe a rumor, something like that. Like since Chris Evans is out, they may have said like him and Peggy Carter may have had kids, and they were going to introduce them in the MCU or some shit.
Okay.
Maybe. I don't know.
Yep.
I don't know.
And Scarlett Johansson will be his son.
Right, or some shit,
or his daughter.
His daughter, yeah. So that's my thing. So I'm pretty sure, if Cap have kids, they would have super soldier serum also. They might even be mutants, for all I know. That's kind of
that would probably track too.
Yeah. So, but yeah, everybody there, appreciate you, Eli. Everything that happened exactly how I thought it was going to happen. We didn't do the numbers we did the other 2 weeks before, but that's okay. That's okay. I appreciate everybody that is here. If you listen a little longer than 30 seconds, we appreciate you. Stick around. We will do this next week also. I don't know what we're going to talk about next week, but we will find something. Maybe something we'll hit next week, I guess.
Yeah, that Deadpool will come out till like the end of July, don't it?
Yeah, that's like in July. That's like a while from now. So yeah. But still check us out. We'll do something. Until then, this is Leroy.
This is Eli.
We'll talk to you guys next week. Same time.